everyone, thank you for joining me today. I am going to show you how to create an easy striped background and then use a die as your focal that you pop up. So I am utilizing Cardstock Warehouse cardstocks as well as a Hero Arts fancy die, and then my sentiment is a stamp from Hero Arts as well. I will have everything linked down below in the description box for you to find, but I am using Cardstock Warehouse cardstocks in bright white, hot pink, ultra black, blossom, flame, sunflower, and a Star Dream punch metallic. So the first thing that I'm going to do is take all of my cardstocks, and I end up cutting them down to a 2 size so I can work with them better. I then grab the white, blossom, flame, sunflower, and punch metallic. Pretty much all of them except the black. And of those, I cut half-inch strips of the colors and then 1/4 inch strips of the bright white. You will only need 1 to 2 of strips of the colors, but you will need multiple of those 1/4 inch strips of bright white to create the background. Using that same bright white to create an A2 panel, I add that to my inking palette so I have a sturdy base to add my strips. So I just began by adding a white strip, and then I alternate the colors. You can create whatever pattern you like, but I lay things out before I add glue. Once I figure out my pattern, I go back and I add liquid adhesive carefully to the backs of all of these. And I will say I am choosing to use the 1/4 inch strips of white just so my panel is level. I could have just left the pieces peeking, but I wanted it to look seamless and as one panel, so I am using those 1/4 inch strips in between instead of letting the base A2 panel peek through. When I have my panel complete, I do go back in and trim off any little bits that overhang on the edges to make everything even. And when that is complete, here is how my background looks. Now it's time to die cut out that butterfly. And in the beginning, you saw me breaking up the die. So I'm only using the non-floral dies of this die set. So just like the basic butterfly shape. And I am going to die cut that out of black twice as well as that blossom cardstock twice. And I'm also die cutting out the butterfly body out of black as well. Because these dies also emboss into the paper, it's supposed to give more of like a lifted die cut look. I do have to go in and snip the edges of the wings where the body would be, as well as around the body from the paper. So if you are using those dies, just keep that in mind. But once I have everything die cut out, I layer them up onto one another. I want the black to just peek out a bit and the pink to be on top. So I use my liquid glue to layer one pink on top of one black wing and offset those a bit. I then grab French Pink Glitz ink and add some inking to the centers of these butterfly wings. I make one wing a bit darker with the blending and shading than I do the other because one will be in the back. And I am popping these up, so I just want there to be added dimension. So that is why I am blending in the way that I am. I apologize for being off camera a bit here, but I am using the stamp set that coordinates with this die set. And I am grabbing the Enjoy the Little Things and stamping that onto a 3.5 by 4 3/4 panel of the bright white. It will be my focal that pops up onto that striped background that I created. And I'm using the African Violet Glitz ink to do this. Once these are complete, I go in and I add some foam dots to both wings and I pop them up and layer them on one another. I then go in with the butterfly body and kind of slide that right up against the edge of the front butterfly wing. And I use a pen to draw on the antenna for the butterfly. Now all that I'm left to do is pop my panel onto my striped background. I used a foam panel with double-sided adhesive and adhered that to the smaller panel before popping it up. So all I had to do was remove the background, and that is it. To finish this off, I did go in with some enamel dots and just add a couple here and there. But yeah, guys, this is the completed card. It is so simple to add a burst of color without like making your design too busy by using the stripes on your background. That is all that I have. Thank you so much for joining me today.